Hey guys, King of Charmanders here, and today I bring to you a very phenomenal video on my world record run for the Mizutsune Gold Medal. Fastest recorded, 4 days, 22 hours, and 13 minutes. So this video covers my journey to my Mizutsune Gold Medal, and I managed to get the Mizutsune Gold Medal in only 4 days, 13 hours, and 22 minutes. So this could be a world record. It's the fastest one recorded for sure. I saw plenty of people on social media getting theirs after mines, but I definitely didn't see any past 4 days or within 4 days. So pretty sure this is at least like a top 5 record around the world, or again, the fastest recorded. I'm surprised I got here this fast because 600 plus of those were 8-star Mizutsune as I was hunting for those rarity 6 Mizutsune plates. I want that great 10.5 Mizutsune weapon. If we're going to go after that weapon, we gotta go ham. So, I wanted to go after that as much as possible, and despite having to again kill 600 plus of 8-star Mizutsune, I was able to get here pretty dang fast, or fastest around the world recorded. First, we're going to start out with my loadout for the 1000 Mizutsune. So the weapon I used was a Zinogre light bowgun at grade 10.5. It was maxed out, and I also had drift stones. I had 1 thunder attack, 1 aggressive dodger, 1 weakness exploit, 1 attack boost, and 1 defense boost. The only drift stone I really wanted was thunder attack to max out thunder attack level 5 for my build. The rest were just bonuses with good parameters. That's basically what it was. I didn't really want any of the rest of them. I was hoping to get like critical eye, but you know what? I just went with the best I've got. And of course, as a light bowgun, you need recoil down level 3 and reload speed level 3, as it's the max standard for max DPS, or your damage per second. In addition, Evade Extender level 1 and Artful Dodger level 1 were amazing. They made life so much easier, and I was able to pull off a lot of sweet tech thanks to these 2 skills. First, we're going to start off with day 1, where I got 102 Mizutsune Slain. I grinded for about 6 hours. I think it was about 6 hours. Could have gone harder, but 6 was the number. And I got 2 rarity 6 drops, so I doubled them, so 2 times 2 equals 4. At this point, I wasn't thinking about going after the Mizutsune Gold Medal. I just wanted enough materials to grade 10.5 a Mizutsune weapon. It was going to be a big number anyways, but I was just still getting the feel of hunting Mizutsune at this point. Just started out, still trying to figure out how to take this thing down, and I could have done way more for the day, but I wasn't really motivated to go after 1000 Mizutsune at this point. At this point, again, I told you, I just wanted the weapon. I didn't want to get a gold medal. And if you thought I wasn't that motivated, guess what? For day 2, I only slayed 24 Mizutsune. In fact, I grinded less than an hour. I think I did a whole lap around my grind route, and I was like, alright, you know what? I'm done. That's because I really didn't feel like hunting this day, and in fact, I got no rarity 6 drops, which is to be expected, because I believe out of these 24, like 16 of them were 8 stars, but still, the percentage is really low, so wasn't expecting to get 1 drop. I was prepping to make content for Mizutsune 2 as it just released, so this day was just terrible because a majority of the day I spent was making a ton of videos on Mizutsune, so didn't really have a lot of time or motivation to even grind this event. In addition, I made a few videos so that I didn't have to work on content during the Dark Daydreams paid ticket event. Again, content. As much as I love playing the game, I also like to make content. But if you're going to make content, you need to do it at a good time, especially if you're going to super grind a paid ticket event that's coming soon. Up next, we have day 3, which was 255 Mizutsune Slain. This is because this was day 1 of the Dark Daydreams paid ticket event. Mizutsune were boosted. So, if you're gonna get a paid ticket and you're gonna pay for it, guess what? You're gonna grind a lot. And the time I grinded for day 1 was 11.5 hours. In that time, I got 4 rarity 6 drops, which I doubled, of course, to get 8 total. The strategy this time around was to slay as many 8-star Mizutsune as possible to hopefully get those rarity 6 plates. About 2 minutes in, after seeing the environment and looking at the battlefield, I was like, alright, you know what? We're going to slay as many 8 stars. Forget everything else. I want that 10.5 weapon. We're going to do the hardest work now and hopefully get better. So most of my slays were 8-star Mizutsune. I would only slay anything below 8 stars if they were along the way or in the same range as the 8-star Mizutsunes. If you weren't in the circle, because our circle was extended, I'm not going after you. If you weren't on the way and super easy to kill like a 5 or 6 star, I'm not going to kill you. But if you're an 8-star and you're along the way, I'm going to tag you, pull over, blast you, and then move on to the next one. However, another X factor for day 1 was I was going after Nightshade Palumus to build my weapons and armor. It was only going to release early for this weekend, so I needed to slay some Nightshades so I can make content for it, and to make the armor I want from that set as well. And now that day 3 was over, we move on to day 4, where I slayed 401 Mizutsune. Wait, what? 401? Yeah, well, this was day 2 of the Dark Daydreams paid ticket event, and now that you have experience, it's a lot easier. I grinded for 12 hours, so I grinded for half a day, and I got 5 rarity 6 drops. Of course, I doubled that, so 5 times 2 is 10, so I got 10 plates on this day. I continued to slay as many 8-star Mizutsune as possible, ignoring Nightshade Palumu for the most part. So I was ignoring that Nightshade Palumu. You didn't really kill as many of them, but if they were in the circle, I would just go after them, or if there was really nothing around, then I'd take them out really fast and go to the next spawn, just because something to do, maximize your time, etc. But now that I had experience and a better idea of how to grind the event more efficiently, I was able to slay a ton of Mizutsune. The biomes are on my side this time around, and like I mentioned before, because you have those, those routes and everything like that, and you probably know where all your points are, it was definitely a lot easier to do this. I'll explain this more of my lessons learned later on in this video, but yeah, I got better. And on this day, I got the silver medal and went way over it. The total at this point was 782 Mizutsune Slain. So basically over the weekend, I just destroyed a ton of Mizutsune, and at this point I was pretty convinced, yeah, I'm going after that gold medal. And last but not least, we have 218 Mizutsune Slain for day 5. I grinded for 8 hours. I think what I did and what kind of sucked this day is that I ran 10 miles. I was supposed to run a half marathon, but I knew I was going to grind after this, so I didn't want to be super tired. So I ran 10, and then after that I was like, alright, you know what? We're gonna get this done tomorrow. But no, I was really tenacious and I really wanted to get it done. I originally planned on getting this done on Tuesday, but I just wanted to get it over with. My biomes weren't great for this day, and the boosts weren't that great because spawns weren't boosted. So when boosted spawns are around, yeah, I would have gotten this a lot quicker, but this time around there's a lot of zigging and zagging and locating these Mizutsune. Despite that, I still went after as many 8 stars as I could, and because I improved so much through this day, I only used 3 first aid meds on this day. So I only used 3 healing items on this day to take out 218 Mizutsune. Now that I reached 1,000 Mizutsune Slain and got that gold medal, here's my world record time/stats. Since the event started at 9 AM, which was July 18, 2024, it was local time, so it didn't start exactly at 12 PM or 11:59 PM, it started at 9 AM. Therefore, my Mizutsune gold medal time was 4 days, 13 hours, and 22 minutes, so it's less than 5 days. 99% of those Mizutsune Slain were in solo hunts. I literally think I only did like 2 to 4 Mizutsune that were in group hunts, just from hunters I was seeing around my area. Mind you, it wasn't a lot of them, just like literally like 2 to 4. Which isn't a lot of people. I killed and slayed over 600 8-star Mizutsune. 600. Most of my kills were Mizutsune. It was probably more than that, to be honest with you. I just didn't count. But I know it's over 600 because a vast majority of my kills were 8-star Mizutsune. 15 times 2 equals 30 doubled rarity 6 Mizutsune plates and 1 from the quest completion, which is 31 total rarity 6 Mizutsune plates. That's enough to grade 10.5 my Mizutsune weapon that I was going after. And if you're wondering what I was going to build, it was the Mizutsune light bowgun. 200 plus miles driven of driven and destroy. Find said Mizutsune, pull over to the side of sidewalk, blast Mizutsune, rinse and repeat. It was really easy, been doing it for years, and on to the next one. And I think my best accomplishment, as far as myself or as a player, in terms of improvement, was I only used 34 first aid meds and potions. When I went after my 1000 Black Diablos, I definitely used a lot more than 34. But this time around, one of the hardest final boss mobs for an update, I only used 34, which I was really proud of. I progressively got better over time, and I was able to use less potions, and like I mentioned on day 5, I only used 3 first aid meds for that day. And this experience came a lot of lessons learned. Get out earlier to know where biomes are. That's one of the things I usually do for Pokemon Go. I did not do this for this event. I should have went out like 10-20 minutes earlier, figured out where all the biomes were populating, and that would have put me at a more of an advantage. In addition, avoid areas with long travel time. The only reason I didn't get as much as I did on day 1 was my biomes were a little off, but at the same time, I traveled really far. I went through this huge desert biome, and Mizutsune didn't spawn in deserts. So, drove past a huge desert one in order to get to this small area that didn't have a lot of Mizutsune. So yeah, that was definitely a learning experience for me. Progressively get better at taking out your target monster. It took me over 200 kills to get the most optimal kill strategy for Mizutsune. So I should have done this in like 100, but it took 200. So my next goal for the next event is less than 100 kills, get my target monster to where, alright, I can get a good rhythm in less than 100 kills. Allowing me to improve fast to save healing items, because no one wants to use their healing items. That's a big gripe, but if you're a really good player and you're really solid at the game, you're not worried about healing items because you're improving all the time. Always look for a way to get better, and that's the very good premise of this entire event and what it taught me. But not just look for ways to get better, improve faster. So get there faster. In closing, as far as I'm aware of, this is the fastest recorded run to a Mizutsune gold medal. I saw on social media, and I saw a lot of players on the East posting after my run, either a day after or even like 2 or like within a week of getting the gold medal. I wasn't originally even thinking about going after this goal. After going ham and getting so many kills over the Dark Daydreams event, I was motivated to finish. For some people, 218 is intimidating. For me, that's cake. Because I typically don't go after anything unless it's hard or if I have a personal goal for it. My motivation is killing some of the hardest monsters in the game, getting the hardest weapons, meta weapons in the game, and doing it in gold fashion style. So doing it as fast as possible. This was the fastest I've ever done any particular monster. As far as the subspecies goes, Black Diablos I killed 614 in 7 days. So for any monster for me, this is my personal best for any monster. And it's an updated monster. Not saying Black Diablos isn't hard, but Mizutsune is hard in its own right. So, 1,004 days for me, that's my personal goal. And I'm really proud and finally happy I got done with this. Please do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Hopefully this run inspires y'all to do some crazy things, or to just go after your weapons, etc. As long as you put your mind into it, you work to improve, you should be able to get there. However crazy you decide to do it. You don't have to drive like I do, some people are biking, etc. Do what you can, do your best, have fun with the game, and again, do your best. Good luck on your grinds, and I will see y'all on the next video.